Marco.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. We are live. I'm at Rocky's Corner. A lot of bustling going on. I kind of messed up their rotation on the floor detail, but I got me a good spot. As you can see behind me is the famous artist rendering from Glow.
Wow, that thing's been there forever.
Yeah, since 2099, maybe earlier. I don't know. But yeah, I'm live on location. So they closed training down for the morning, but they will have racing. A little bit too much frost on the cake, if you know what I'm saying, out there. So, but it's going to warm up, and we should be fine for racing. All right. Let's see here. The tournament, I'm going to be down at Houston this Saturday. Saturday is the Southwest. I guess you're going to stay behind and watch that live?
Yeah. I'll be here in Hot Springs.
Okay. So I'll be down there. Texas Mike is been kind enough to get me a hotel. I'm trying to get a flight down there. They had some really bad weather going on. Airports were kind of sketchy for a little while there. I think I got a flight going out early Saturday morning. So I was going to go tomorrow, but it's looking more like Saturday morning early. But I'll get there in time for the festivities for the betting championship. And if any of you guys have to get a hold of Texas Mike for any information leading to that tournament, give him a call. There's his phone number, and he can get you guys set up for last minute signups here. They're going to cap it, I think, at 150 players. I don't think they reached that yet. So by all means, give Texas Mike a call, and he'll get you guys all signed up. Henry, I thought I was going to get a chance to meet you, Marco. Oh, for the Houston tournament?
Oh, yeah. I have a lot of things going on right now. It's just traveling is not an option.
Yeah. We met one of our patrons yesterday. Brandon stopped in at Rocky's Corner last night. So that was cool. He bought me a drink. I had some red wine. So thanks, Brandon. Accountability Friday, which is actually Accountability Thursday. We have racing today because they wiped out a whole card. We're in the negative so far for January. Some time to dig out of that. I had a negative December, so my year hasn't been great, but I have developed some trip notes. And I have a couple of horses that I obviously like today. There's one in particular that you picked, Marco, that I also picked that we'll talk about later in the feature that I'm very excited about. So
yeah, I saw that same thing.
Yeah, you picked the exact same. Well, our backup pick is kind of a no-brainer, but our top pick, we're going to go into more detail on that. But yeah, I think we can make up some ground and bite into these little negatives that we got. It takes one horse and we're right back in the positives. Maybe next time. Looking forward to seeing you, Steve. Yes, I'll be down there. All the boys will be down there. I got Karen Thornton. He's coming from LA. Of course, the Inmans are local. Greg Lewis is going to be in attendance. I'm not sure if Carl Broberg is going to go or not. He's kind of up in the air, as he's more of a professional horse player these days and likes to play poker. All right. So the weather, as we touched on, pretty good. Whoop. It's dry, but it's cold, and it should be warming up. So the track should be fast today based on what I saw outside. All right, let's dive into the first race, Marco. Looks like you're all excited today, for lack of a better word. Jeez.
Yeah, scrambling around already this morning.
Yeah. All right, race 1. Why don't you start us off? You landed on. We both actually landed on the same horse here, Kentucky Smoke Show. This runner's 5-1. Kind of made sense when we were looking at it.
Yeah, the last out, it was in the slot. He's coming off a layoff as well. Should get a nice trip, stalking position. Working out really well. Good barn, and Bason is riding good. If you look at the whole field, there's not a lot of world beaters in here. They're mostly lighter raced horses, so some of them have tried some stakes, some of them have tried other allowance races. So I think 5-1. I believe we're getting on this guy or girl. It's a pretty good value, and she does have descending buyer speed figures, but I didn't really.
I don't worry about that
as a negative.
I look at it as a positive for us for cashing.
Yeah, that's kind of how I thought too. So overall, I just think she should just get a pretty good trip, and plus I think she's been running against better companies. So.
Yeah. She 2 back. She ran against a good field. Look at the next out winners. The top 3 finishers all came back and won, and Bookham came back and ran really fast. Won by 11. Yeah, Churchill got an 89 buyer speed figure. That looks like a really nice horse. And then 2 other winners out of there. Even the horse that ran dead last came back to run second, and then a third. So at Tampa on turf. So, but the last race was on slop. So I throw that one out. We're going to have a fast track today. And the debut was really, really nice. And the work tab is really good. The January 4th move in particular was really good off this little layoff of Chris Hartman. We got Bass on I call him Bass on. I've heard that pronunciation. Some people are saying Bacon. I'm not going to call him Bacon unless I hear that's his real last name. But I think it's Bass on. But the work tab is really good, and we'll see. I mean, 5-1, I'll take that all day long. And the horse to the inside is the only other one that I was even remotely thinking about. Helen's Revenge. I did pick this runner 2 back when it won. Ran in the Mockingbird where it had no shot. Now it's getting Lasix, and Harry Hernandez stays aboard. So. That win was for 35, a little bit deeper waters last time. Not as deep today, but the price is good, and maybe we can do a possible exacta with that one. And then your backup was the 6, Kinsey Queen, Lasix again. These 2 to 3 year olds, that's going to be a common theme. Caught a couple of off tracks. It's back to sprinting, so. We'll see how that works out for that one for Greg Compton.
Yeah. Not too bad.
All right. Let's go to race 2. Race 2 is a mile and 16. What's next? What do you mean?
No, next race.
Yeah.
Wow, we got a big race here. Maiden 12-5.
Yeah, we both like the 5. I think so. You have the 5 on top. Big Andy Mort For
Yeah,
for
Big
Cody.
Andy
What
Morton.
did you like about this one?
Big Andy Morton is going to be hanging out in the back of the pack, more than likely, and he's going to come with one big run, basically trying to pull his Zenyatta off here, kind of style. And I went to this horse because there's some pace to chase in this race, and he can pass horses up. Now, and it's a mile and 16. You got a long stretch to do it, and the price is right second off the layoff. So
Okay.
he should have a lot more wind in his lungs this time around.
Yeah, it's a 4-year-old that we haven't seen since October, before that last race. That was a good effort. And, these closing, they need, this one's going to need a pace setup. I thought, I felt similar to you when it came to a possible pace setup. So I went with the Greer's Ferry here. Another one getting that same type of second off the layoff angle. Had a little bit of a eventful trip last time when it dropped down to this 20 level, and now it goes down the ladder again to 12.5. So second off the layoff angle, dropping down the 12.5. Rocco Bowen should be able to hustle this horse up, and it's a 19 race maiden, and it's been running for maiden specials. It did run for 50. It was claimed for 30 here last year, but it was fast here last year, and it liked this track. I think the little bit of the tight trip on the rail there last time kind of compromised him a little bit. But let's see if we can get Greer's Fury, similar runner to yours, into the winner circle.
And they're both dropping down a little bit too. So
yeah, right.
Let's see what happens at the end there. It's going to be interesting. They might be coming together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the 6 is one that will be gunning for the front. Just never seems to finish, and it's probably going to be over bet a little bit from 8-1. McPeak's been hot lately, and so has Le Peru for that matter. So I had a trip note on it: 2 back speed duel, pinned on rail, tired. Didn't have too much of an excuse last time. It just didn't get the front, and after they dropped it, so wasn't too excited about that one. But it's a pace play. Obviously, the 7 is going to be your favorite. Going to go. They put the hood on the 9 at 30-1, and dropped it down. It's not really a drop though. It's more of a lateral move from 40,000 state bred to from Arkansas breds down to 20,000 open. So you can call that a lateral move. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting race. It's kind of wide open in here, and we'll see what happens. Race 3 is a 35,000 non-3 life. We both like the 11. We both picked it second though. I went to the rail horse here. I just think this is way too big of a class drop for the 1. Gloriette. It hasn't run here before, but it ran against Tanya Showers at Churchill, who we know very well here at Oaklawn. And just the races in general, just much tougher than what you're going to be seeing in here. Should just be well known from the opening bell, be prominent early, probably have the front, probably never look back. I'm thinking this one could probably use its class and speed to go gate the wire. Needs to break clean though from the 1. I'm not a fan of the post, but it can be beneficial if you do catch a flyer out of the gate, which I think this one will do with Escobar. You went with the 3, Divine Gal. And this one ran for 35 last time. Didn't fare too well, but now you're coming back to it on the cutback.
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm taking her. She's ran, she started off her career pretty good, and then tried the Mockingbird in the stake, and then didn't hit the board, came in last. tried routing a couple times in some, nice heavier races. And obviously, I don't think this girl likes routing at all. For her 3 races routing, she was out, double-digit lengths each time. So now with a cutback, dry surface, back to sprinting, at 12-1, you might be able to cash a ticket on her today.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm kind of drawing a line through that last race as well, to see what she can do back to sprinting. And I'm giving her another chance because I did take her last time and I was not too happy about the result. So I'm gonna, a second chance, right?
Another one that was really prominent, another one that was really good last year. Broke its maiden at Churchill, came here, won an allowance race, threw it into Stakes Company, ran against Midshipman's Dance, Tanya Showers, as we mentioned. Also, ran probably over its head. They tried another stake after that. Then they're like, okay, let's maybe we can route this filly. That didn't work. The subsequent sprint there at the meet last year wasn't very good. They put her on the shelf. The race at Churchill for 50 was good. Did not like the slop last year. Did not like, I guess, that mud and that last routing. But yeah, getting back to the claiming ranks and cutting back 100% 12-1 looks like a good price, obviously. So I like it. The 11 is one that we both like as our backup play. And it's just, it's second off the layoff, and it should work out a trip out there. Maybe laying off the one horse, and if the one horse doesn't keep going and this one improves a little bit, maybe this one can do something from out there.
Yeah, should get a pretty decent trip if De La Cruz can find any kind of positioning.
Been getting its trip and hasn't been getting it done, but again, a lot of those were allowance races. The 30,000 at Keeneland probably wasn't easy. A next out winner. The last race was good. But that was a 2-turn short stretch at a mile. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. Don't have to worry about anybody on the far outside. You're 11 of 11. Just break clean and get your position. All right. Moving right along, race 4 is a maiden special weight. And let's see. I'm on the 8. You're on the 4. Now the 8 is, I'll talk 14. About the 8 in a little bit. You're on the 14, excuse me. Yeah, talk about the 14 while I plug in my computer, which is going dead.
Well, the 14 is a first-time starter. This guy is in the same barn, I believe, as Danny. You got Christian Torres riding, maybe. That's going to change maybe if because isn't he on another mount? No, he's not. So if he gets in, you got Christian Torres in the irons. This horse worked with Polska Sue on January 4th. And he's a boy, Polska Sue's a girl. So I actually got to see this horse. It ran third out of 170 that day. Working out. And people were talking about him. So that was enough for me to take a stab at 20-1. Looked good doing it. So
okay, so you blabbed about the 14 while I was plugging in my my thing. Steve-O is 4-5 morning line. Favorite to win Houston Betting Championship, has been rolling or been training well. Looks sharp, versatile style, manages money well. I wish all of that. I think all that might be true, but we'll see. All right, back to my 4 after you talked about my 8 after you talked about your 14. Getting by. This is the most boring pick in the world, but honestly, I just don't see a scenario where, I mean, this horse at 50-1 ran a really good race. against one of the toughest. I mean, just an unbelievably tough field. We've brought this horse up many times. First of all, Motel Patel, I picked 2 back, didn't fare well, but last time put it together a little bit, lost to a good runner and ran second for Hartman at Fairgrounds. And then we talked about El Prestigio. I think you picked this runner. Or no, you didn't. I picked this runner as well against your horse, Brodeur, who you picked that day. That was a good second. And, of course, Donut God. We've talked about this one a few times. It won its debut, and it won a stake at Tampa. So this one ran 5th against that field. I do want to show a workout. This is the workout 2 back. This is a 4 furlong drill. And Getting By is in the white cap here. And this work was good. And then the last work was even better, which you can't really get a replay of it on here, but that horse on the outside is all out. He's really shaking the reins on that horse in the red cap there.
I'm not seeing a replay.
Oh, I wish you would have said something earlier. Jeez. I always do that. I share it. You see it now?
Yeah.
All right. Let me go back. All right. This is the work 2 back. White cap. We're in the lead. And you'll see this horse in the red cap. McKinsey or whatever. McKinsense. Really shaking the reins on this one. Trying to keep up. Well, the exercise rider or the jock on Getting By is just kind of like in hand here. This is, I think, the first work at Oaklawn for this one on December 31st. Just doing everything really easy here. Gets out a little bit there, lets that one go to the inside. And a lot of times the works are already over at that point. There it is. And then they jog to the wire. But that was a really good work. And then if you look at the subsequent work, I've never seen a morning where you have this many workers, 317 workers. And it had the second fastest work, 47-2. So the 3 works at Oaklawn, even if you look at, or the 4 works actually, they're all good. 7 out of 120, 17 out of 112, going 48-4. I showed you the one out of the gate. And then, of course, that last drill, which I've never seen that many workers before, 317. Geez, you got all kinds of crap going nuts. Can you put your phone on mute? Jeez.
Right once.
Anyway, this horse should jog today. Even money would. I think it's going to go off at 1-2, and I'll just take the $3 and move on. I'll single it, and I mean, this horse is working way too good. Something in here is just going to have to jump up. I don't know if your 14 gets in or one of these firsters are going to do anything, but with the way that the
14 gets in, 14 gets in. B Jersey's 18% first-time starters.
Okay, well, that's good. I don't know if it's working as good as the 8, though. The 8 is outworking, just working great over there, and we'll see. I think it's a single.
New man,
Which
maiden.
I know, but again, company line in the first race, did a lot of growing up, 3-year-old now, unbelievable work tab locally, and just I don't see anything in here that's. I mean, that was a fast race, and it lost by 6, but that, like I said, the company lines were super. It's going to take one of these firsters. Maybe you're on one of them. I don't know. but I think the 8 wins for fun today. That's just me. All right, let's close out the pick 5 in a mile and 16, 10,000 claiming event. I landed on the 5 here. The 5 is Burning Leaves for Mac Robertson. I think we're just going to like the little extra distance here off the layoff. We're a little bit slow that day. Ran well to the wire, galloped out well that day. Mac Robertson is a good trainer from up in Minnesota, Canterbury Park and all that. He's shipped horses here for many years and done well here. He is 0 for 18. There's a lot of trainers, good trainers, that are 1 for whatever, 0 for whatever. And we'll talk about it later. Brad Cox is 0 for 25 at the meet. We know Asmussen got off to a slow start. Mick Knight got off to a slow start. I think he hit 1 race early, but a couple other guys got off to a slow start. And Mac Robertson is another guy, but he's going to win a race sooner or later. And this one looks pretty live here, second off this little layoff here. And I took a shot at 5-1, Rocco Bowen. You landed on the 10. Cool Memory at 12-1 for Asmussen, who is one of the aforementioned guys that are off to a slow start, but he won a couple of races, I think, on Sunday.
Yeah, I think Asmussen is going to heat up a little bit. He's got the, I guess, better son on the mount. I think this horse is just in better form than most of these runners here right now. Stepping up in class a little bit, but this, he's been here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 races. He's been in the trifecta.
Mm-hmm.
Should have a good trip, a good Keith to finish. I've been.
All right, Marco, you were breaking up a little bit, but I got the I got the premise of it. What you're saying, you're breaking up a little bit, but
that's Rocky's internet, probably. But anyway, should work out a very good trip.
She's doing fine.
Okay.
There's not a lot of training going on because of the tracks.
All right. Let's start the late pick 5, and we have a stakes race in here, a couple other stuff going on. If you don't hit the early pick 5, you go to the late pick 5. This is 3/4, 30,000, a other than $60,000 pot. Start us off, Marco. You got the 8 here.
My internet's getting all fucked up over here. Sorry.
Yeah, I figure it was your internet, because I was able to watch the replays and everything fine. But I hear you. Here, I'll start off. I've got the 9 here. Junior Bug exits a string of really tough races. A horse that you picked last time that is in a stake later on today, Atachi. This one ran against that runner 3 back. Commander Storm. That was a pretty strong effort there. This one ran really well to the wire and galloped out well in that race at Indiana. Does have some history here. Is 0 for 4 at Oaklawn, but does have a couple of good seconds in tougher races last year in those starter allowances, and now we're in for a tag. So it's an 8-year-old. It's still in good form, and this is where it belongs. And might be able to crack a win here with Arietta and Tom Van Berg. So I took a shot here at a pretty square 4-1. The race is kind of wide open, but that's where I landed there.
I see. Yeah, you're taking a stretch runner as well, huh?
Well, I guess.
I'm a similar style horse coming from out of it. Been running pretty tough races for the most part his whole career. Got third off the layoff here. Only missed by a length, him in 6, but only missed by a length at 68-1. Good workout last time out. I think this one could come late and actually blow up these tote boards.
Well, I'll tell you, this one has always run over its head. And, it's 40-1, 60-1, 42-1. Last time it was 68-1. And we'll watch the stretch run here, because that was a race for the same tag here. And we are in the 9 hole.
And we're off. Uneventful beginning. Samurai Prince gets the first call.
You got pinched a little bit there in the white blinkers.
Up there. Brighter Days Ahead is fresh off of freshening and strides to an arrow lead on Samurai
You got
Prince.
nobody
Dazzle Me
beat right
Silver
now.
and
You're
Higher
dead
Standard.
last.
Those 4 pretty much across the track. And Brighter Days Ahead has a head lead of the other 3, a gap of 2.5. To California Tiger makes his way into the 5th position with Hello Hot Rod and Got Thunder, who's 3 deep on
Longest
the
shot
horse.
on the
Gold
board,
Pro
actually.
Pain
And 22
is
and 2
next on the
is,
field,
no,
just 6
nothing
lengths off the
crazy.
lead.
It's,
Charge in the fourth
normal
turn. Ben
6-panel
Eagles 3 deep. Synthesis
opening
wedges
quarter for this
himself
type of race.
between that pair as they round the 4th turn. American Law is 4 wide with that party gap of 4 to Manta Ray.
You're not even in the
trailer
picture.
As they round the 4th turn, the leader narrowly. Higher Standard has surged to a head lead. Brighter Days Ahead right there to engage, and these 2 are still together as they come off the turn. Samurai Prince.
Now you're going to swing 10 wide.
Tigers giving way. Got
Yeah,
Thunder
this
needs
is
to
Zenyatta
score, but he's moving to the
here.
far outside. Dazzle Me Silver diving to the rail. Furlong
And a half
to go.
mile wasn't
Brighter
that
Days
quick.
Ahead,
Or, yeah, it was
Samurai
kind of
Prince
slow,
and
really.
Higher Standard. These 3 across the track. Higher Standard to the inside. Samurai Prince to the outside. And here comes Payne. Payne up the rail. The 10-year-old in a photo for the win
Good
with
effort.
Samurai Prince. It got tight between those 2. Higher Standard 3rd. Blanket photo for
And
4th.
then you're out there. But that was a good effort considering, Payne's a good horse. We know about Payne. Asmussen used to
Payne.
train that horse. I forgot who's got it now, but I actually faded Payne last time because it switched barns. And it won the race, so. But, hey, at probably, 20-30-1, why not?
No, yeah, and De La Cruz, has rode this horse last year. Actually won on him, so I'm claiming 50, not 3 life.
Yeah, this looks kind of like a weird race. I don't know where the pace is going to actually come from if you think about it. Maybe Jackman will get out there. The 5 should show speed.
I think there's going to be a lot of speed to chase.
The 6, I guess the 6, the Garcia runner is probably going to show a little bit of speed too. You never know though. And of course, the Hewitt runner with Harry Hernandez will probably go out.
I think the 11 is going to gun.
But we'll see what happens there. This is the type of race where opening up the sequence, I want to go really deep in my. You want to have some strong opinions, but you can't. It's going to be hard to go 2 or 3 deep here. I might want to go 4 or 5, and see if I can. Look, our top picks are 9, 2, 8, and 10, and then there's probably 2 other horses I'd like to throw in. To be honest with you, so Jackman being one of them, but it's going to be wide open. But yeah, your horse is going to be a bomb, and it got a little bit squeezed there. It went way wide. It took the overland route, and there's no guarantees you're going to get a different trip than that. But if you can time it right, yeah, that was a good race. So why not? All right, let's go to the next race. Race 7 is a 40,000 starter allowance. And I have the 9 here. Giant Teddy. So what I like about Giant Teddy is McKnight has shown the ability to bring some of these firsters on dirt from Canada, specifically Woodbine, obviously, and win some races here. And it has shown the ability, the last two works are good. It's shown the ability to work well here. So it's fast. This is a fast horse. McKnight shows up here. This one has the class on numbers, coming off of a beautiful win to potentially upset here at double-digit odds. We have the better Asmussen riding, right? I think, right? And
yeah,
sure. 7-time winner from 22 starts. This horse likes to win, so I'm excited about first dirt for this 6-year-old, and should work out a nice trip out there. You went to the 12. Lockmore, who I looked at. This is the Arkansas bred, and has run an open company before. Hasn't fared as well, open company, but nonetheless, usually when it gets the setup, it's made a lot of money. It's made $475,000, 7-time winner, 4 out of 6 last year for $293,000.
A horse definitely likes Oaklawn. Listen, an open company. Races, here's one thing you got to look at. Christian Torres was not the rider in any of those races. You had Kelsey Haar and Medellin.
Good point.
So that could have had something to do with it. I'm not saying it did, but it could have. The horse is working out really good. Coming off the layoff, maybe a concern, but I mean, when you're looking at these works, I think this horse is ready to run. It's another stretch runner. Typically, I don't take a whole lot of these horses, especially on one card. I noticed that a lot of my picks are going to be closing today. And if the speed's holding them, it could be a long day for me. But if it's not, I think I could have a pretty good day if some of these horses actually pop, because they're all long shots. I landed on a lot of double-digit odd stretch runners today, and this one's no different. I think he could come up and get them all. He runs this race almost every time. So,
well, let me point this out to you. You mentioned, first of all, the work tab is sensational. You mentioned the layoff is concerned. I don't think so. This horse has run off 2 other layoffs, and it won both times. This is the classic Arkansas bred. Put it on the shelf, bring it back to the next meet. It's only going to stay here in Arkansas. It's going to run at Oaklawn. It's going to make a lot of money at Oaklawn because it's an Arkansas bred. It's won both of its last 2 layoff races at Oaklawn. And you made a great point about the jockey. The times it ran against open company, it had Medellin and Haar. So now you go to Christian Torres, leading jockey. I was poo-pooing this one because it was an Arkansas bred running in open company. Now, after looking at this, I like it a lot more, and it will be added onto my ticket.
A lot more for Lockmore.
Yeah.
I definitely add this one.
I'm liking it a lot more now. The 2 is my backup, Awesome Aaron, for Norm Cassie. Pressed a little bit last time, got tired. That classic car wash came back to win a really nice race. And I thought that was a pretty quick, zippy race. It came back with a snappy drill, and I just think this one's going to outrun its odds. We'll see if that one has a pace presence early and can maybe get the front today and let what I like to say puff its chest out. The 4 is super uber talented. Devil's Tower. I almost picked that one on top. Big Hat Willie ran a monster at Churchill, coming in from at 3-1. I didn't want to play it at that price, and it has 2 subpar races at Oaklawn. But my respect to connections. And then, of course, disco ball is going to ensure a fast pace. So,
Yeah, geez.
it's
going to be fun to
that
watch
one,
actually.
Yeah, it's going to be. It should set up Lockmore. My runner too, Giant Teddy. Yeah, it's going to be close to the pace. But it's probably fast enough to meet the challenge and doesn't need the lead. I watched, the replay that Woodbine raced last time. Didn't need the lead. It didn't need the lead. I know the pump company line show that it looks like it's got a lot of ones in there, but it just sits just off a lot of times too. But you make a good case for Lockmore with the jockey, the work tab, and it's 2 for 2 off the 2 layoffs. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Another race that's going to be one of the funnest races to watch of the race card.
I think so too. It's very competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Be a lot of screaming in that race.
Race 8, we both like the 7. I have the 7 as my backup. I've got Plausible Denial. I got this one for DeVito coming in. Probably needed that last race. Has run fast here. Only one win is, kind of concerning here for this one, but this is a non-2 life condition, so it's perfect, and it's big money. So all of these horses have one win. It's just that this one's 1 for 22. But it's kept good company. It's run its fastest races here if it's career at Oaklawn Park, and knows the track well. And Santana gets back on second off the layoff and was working well coming in, and had another nice couple of drills since the last race. So it's feeling good, and I'll just chalk it up as, hey, 6-month layoff. It's tightened up now and should run a much better race today. Your top pick, who is my backup, is Eglise. Is that how you say that? For the nuts off angle, the Carl Broberg nuts off angle for Chris Hartman.
Yeah, I don't know how to say that name, but I think this horse is going to be out there early, and maybe the nuts won't get in his way this time around.
This last race, turned out to be a disaster for whatever reason. But look at this Hall of Fame. Came back and crushed with a 103 Beyer speed figure for Steve Asmussen. So that was a very strong effort. This runner here ran second by a neck at Turfway at 1.25 miles as the lukewarm 4-1 beaten favorite. So,
and I like the route back to sprint angle as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it made a lot of sense. I like it too. So something happens. Not really. I mean, it's a good pick. I mean, it's square. It's 7-2, and it looks like it might do some damage. Miller's right. For Belmer is another one that you picked as your backup. This would be a complete bomb. Its best race came here in a maiden special weight. It did break its maiden here. Its fastest race was many moons ago. But Belmer's still a bug, 5 pounds. Wendelson.
His horse hangs out in the back again.
Yeah, Wendelson's running in a stake. I think in the next race we're going to talk about. So, probably needed that race. Second off the layoff, working good. 15-1. Could do some damage, 100%.
Yeah. Ran okay at 34, 35 to 1 last time. I mean, okay. It needed the race. So I'm going to say that.
Yeah, like I said, Wendelson's pretty strong. And that'll segue us into this next race. We both land on Booth at 15-1. What's the name of this stake? Is this a new one I don't know about?
The Byerly Turk.
trying to get the name of it here.
It's called Byerly Turk. I've
I
never
have
heard of
no
this
idea.
stake. It's like, yeah,
Is this
BEY Byerly, like the Beyer speed figure, I guess. I don't know. Byerly Turk, TURK.
Okay. Well, yeah, it must be a new. It's probably named after a horse. I don't really remember, but somebody maybe out there can enlighten us. Anyway, this is a good field. First of all, we know a lot of these runners. Major Blue, we've seen this one last year. It's a little bit out of form, but Dwayne Lucas is shy about going in the deep waters with anything and shocking the world. Osborne came back and won a nice race. He's 10-1. Look at it, your pick from last time. Itachi, who's won 2 in a row, is 10-1 in here. Great form. Gold Luck has run fast at Churchill as a monster, 20-1. But then you come to Banishing. And Banishing is the deserving favorite off that last effort. Beat Tejano Twist, got 103 by her speed figure. 2 back, ran a monster at Churchill. 3 back, lost a tough race to Liberal Arts, who came back and won a stake by 11 at Fairgrounds. So this is the horse we picked second. We're trying to beat it, and I think we're trying to beat it with the right horse. If we move to the outside here in the 8-hole with Booth, this is a young, up-and-coming, now 4-year-old. This is the 4-year-old debut. It was running against its 3-year-old only restricted races last year. Was very precocious early on. Won at Keeneland. Everybody was talking about that race. Got a 96 by her speed figure. Won by 5. Beat Nash. Just Steele, who we know that won a stake here for Dwayne Lucas, beat it in a stake at Churchill. We saw Booth last year win an allowance race here. Tried the Lafayette, didn't fare well. The race off the layoff on December 1st, very nice effort. And let's take a peek at the Oaklawn race. This is where
let's take a peek at that.
This is where it just opens your eyes. Keep in mind, Booth got bet that day. And now we're going from 2-1 to 15-1. Booth is in the 3-hole.
To the gate. We're ready to go. And Lara. Booth, Glengarry stride together on the lead in the
Clean
first
break.
part. Glengarry with a short edge
On the
now.
rail.
Booth takes a hold down on the inside. Mollystown is not far off as well. This is Uskar in the 4th position. Now a joint 3rd with Booth. This is Uskar moving forward to be level with Booth. Just a length and a half off Glengarry the Gray, who gets to the rail and shows the way. Time for Truth, Proprietary Trade. They're side by side in a gap of 4 to Save the Trees and Henro. They will attempt to do their best running later. They hit the 4th turn, and it's Glengarry, the leader by about
Little
a half.
tight, little
Mollystown
rank.
hounding from the
Push back a
outside,
little.
length and a half to This is Uskar and Booth. They're side by side. Proprietary Trade is splitting that pair in the 2-path as they round the turn. Proprietary Trade getting closer. On the outside, time for
Just watch the stretch run all the way down
Henro's
now.
beginning a move, trying to get outside of horses Henro at the top of the lane. Glengarry has lost the lead to Mollystown, who kicks on. This is Uskar right up alongside. Booth is right behind the leaders, looking for racing room. He's got run. He's going to find a seam. And Henro on the grandstand side, surging past runners fast. And Henro has taken the lead with a 16th to go. Henro from the back of the field pulling away to win it. It's Henro loving the slop today. Photo for second. Glengarry fought very hard to be in the photo with Molly.
All sorts of
that was a
lucky trip and
all kinds of problems, and gallops out really well here. Got completely. First of all, it checked on the going into the turn, and it got sandwiched at the 8th pole, in between the quarter and the 8th pole. And then down at the 16th, it even had some more. Look right there. That's just, bumping the foes, doing this. They went 21 and 45 flat. But, and then Henro's a nice horse.
Ladies and gentlemen, the stewards are taking a look at the stretch run.
We actually had Dylan Donnelly on live, who picked Henro that day. So he looked like a genius, and he was a deserving winner. But Booth had a lot of problems there, and I think coming back today, if you want to try and beat Banishing, you have to take a shot at 15-1 here. I just saw Liz walk by. Hey, Liz, we're live. Rocky's Corner, baby. Hey, Liz, can you do me a solid? I asked Nikki New for a cup of coffee over there in that mug, and she never got it for me. My cousin didn't get me coffee, so now I got to ask my sister-in-law. She's going to get it for me. She's a professional. Come in and see her at Rocky's Corner. Ask for her for one of her tables, and she's the best waitress at the restaurant. Mark, I don't know if you might be a little biased on that because of Yasmina, but hey.
You're about to see her in about 2 minutes.
And when she comes here, I'm going to tell her she's the best waitress at the restaurant.
That's how you do it.
So anyway, I got my Rocky's Corner mug here. Oh, wait. Nothing on that side. There you go. Anyway, Mark, that replay, tell me about it. I mean,
it looked like they're playing bumper cars on the stretch. If you don't think that took anything out of that horse for that final, couple hundred yards, then I don't know what you're thinking. When these horses get bumped and then they're running, and imagine you getting punched in the stomach while you're trying to run, and it takes all your air out of your. Well, they're the same with these animals, but you're talking, what are they, 1,200 pounds or so, 1,100 pounds, 1,000-pound animals, hitting you in your stomach. It's a little different force. I see it all the time. The horse gets bumped hard. They can run for a little bit, and it hurts. And they just kind of, they're not going to run like that.
Yeah. Listen, Banishing deserves to be the favorite. We're not saying she shouldn't be, and she is the most likely winner. However, this is the type of runner that I like. These young, 4-year-olds that come in here. This was, if we need to, can we get back to that debut number? And for whatever reason, this one hasn't, but it might put everything together. We do have Steve's bug son on this one, though, and you're not going to get weight in the stake. So that's the one maybe negative, but Booth, if Booth is the Booth that we think Booth was from, the fall of 23, when it won its debut at Keeneland, show us today at.
And I think he is, and that didn't, the jockey or nothing like that, deferred me to go anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
I think this horse, first of all, at 15-1 is an absolute joke. But I don't make the morning rounds. I don't get it.
I can see 8-1, 10, 8-1. 15's a little harsh, I think, for a horse like this. It is a tough field. Wendelson came back and ran the race of its life. I'm kind of skeptical on that one. I want to see that one do that again. I think everything's set up against an easier field. And for this runner here to be 5-2 off of a non-2 life allowance event against, much easier horses, I got to see that again. And, the Safi runner is interesting. It's pretty fast, and it ran a good race here in the stake against Gulfport and Happy as a Choice. Nasty Habit for Peter Miller, probably have to improve a little bit, but they did geld it. That's another one. 20-1 is kind of crazy for a Pete Miller runner, especially a sprint race. Banishing off of that last effort here does deserve. That was its only start here for David Jacobson, and it loved the track. So you have to assume it's going to love the track again. Beat Tejano Twist, who's a multiple stakes winner. So But we'll see. We'll see how everything shakes out here. But I think Booth is the. If you want to get a price, this might be the time because you might not get it again. So let's see if Booth can get it done. All right, the nightcap. That's usually an Arkansas bred race. What kind of race is this? It's a maiden 12.5. But it's open company. Probably some Arkansas breds in here. There's a Florida bred. There's an Arky bred sending.
Well,
kind of.
There's a lot of Arky breds in here.
Yeah, there's a lot of Arky breds. I went with the Kentucky bred if it gets in. Cold as ice. If the 13 can get in, I'm very interested in this runner. It had kind of an eventful, weird, crazy trip in its debut. Showed a lot of professionalism. Just made a big move and got tired. And to me, that spells much more improvement off of that effort. We could watch a replay. Cold as ice. Again, scratches come out. When did scratches come out? 10:30.
Boogie Woogie Gal at 8-5.
So we probably won't know for another 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We're ready to go.
But we're in the 4 hole here.
We're off.
Number 4.
For all the runners. Saburo's Vow in the middle of the field, up prominent early on. Last Gasp is there as well, sending a little bit quicker than that pair.
15-1 on debut.
Clear, sending the pacemaker.
And they're sending my backup pick who.
Last Gap, second and third.
I took that horse last time.
Within 3 lengths of the lead.
I picked it once too. I thought it might wire and it didn't.
Yeah, that horse.
Also, no pay, no hay.
They went too quick though. It went too quick this day.
Past that trio, takes the 5th position, going into the 4-turn run. Then comes Sky Raven, gap of 7 to Colada, who's dropped out of it. Medicine Show well behind the
So you can see the 4, Cold as Ice at 15-1, making this big move back there.
Last Gasp on the outside with a head in front of sending as they
maybe could have timed it a little bit better, but you're going wide here and you're going to poke your head out in front.
Boogie Woogie Gals battling far outside, Cold as Ice, the first-time starter running a huge one today with Ramon Vasquez, and Cold as Ice is taking the lead with a furlong to go. Cold as Ice in front now. Inventing Anna finds a seam on the rail and comes charging far outside. No pay, no haze in it. Inventing
Didn't
Anna
see that too.
Now takes over from Cold as Ice, who's green in second. Inventing Anna.
Held on for a second.
Caden Arthur Silks wins it. Cold as Ice holds second, third home, little knockout, and then no pay, no hay.
But I thought that was a good effort in its debut, and I thought that move was a little bit premature. Asked a lot of that horse from the turn all the way through the turn. 3/8 pole to the quarter pole, just really asked a lot of it. And, Vasquez is on it again and kind of knows the horse, so that's where I landed if I get in. If I don't get in, I'm gonna give Sending another shot and hope I don't go 21-4.
I was thinking about that horse again too, and I was like, I just can't do it. I can't.
Wire bomb for it.
Just
no, I get it.
The horse is going to have the lead. It doesn't matter if it's crawling or going fast. The horse is going to have the lead, and I mean,
well, I'm hoping if I do get it, I'm hoping it gets the lead and it's crawling and it can keep going. One of these days it should or could, but maybe it never will. The 11 Rosie Cotton, John Ortiz, Esquivel, maiden special down to 20.
Yeah, so that's pretty much my thing there. You tried something, it didn't work out. I mean, against some pretty decent Argy breds, and then now you're just, you're going down to was maiden 12.5 or 20 because they're Argy breds, and then the other ones will be offered for 12.5. Well, the non-Arkansas breds. So this is basically a 12.5 claimer.
One next out runner from that maiden ran third, and then Queen Mallard that day got a nice number, 63. So,
and there's a half sibling that ran second on the debut the last weekend.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens here. I like Esquivel, and I think this is one of those sneaky plays that he's on. He's not getting any looks.
Miss Macy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the price
January
is gonna be
18th.
right, and yeah, Miss Macy. So Miss Macy ran second, half sibling to this one. This one getting down to reality for 12.5 or 20. So this is where it's at. Esquivel's the guy. He's one of the best jockeys there, and if this horse can run at all,
Yeah,
and,
I like it.
Ortiz is only 5%, but he's a decent trainer.
Yeah, it looks like he tried to make a move too into that 21-4, 46-1. Got within 7, was 7th, and then it kept its position. It just lost a little ground and to Queen Mallard, who extended out. But yeah, that was a good race and a main special weight. Now you're dropping down in for 20 and could maybe put it together today. These races are always fun. These last races, you just don't know who's going to wake up. Get Frosty for Safi. We should mention that one because it's the 9-5 favorite. That last race was
back up.
Open Company. Yeah, that was they're putting a hood on that one. He is winning here. He's 3 out of 5 at the meet. So, and Safi's a great trainer anyway. But looks like he had some issues in that race, and that's an Open Company. You can see.
This is a horse that
late to the game, won next time out. Pretty Layla ran a big race. Ran a third with a 79 buyer speed figure. So that one's going to be tough to beat. But yeah, let's try and beat it.
Yeah,
we'll include it as a saver.
Today. She could win for fun today, but if she doesn't, there's a lot of horses in here who you have no idea.
Yeah, I would imagine that Get Frosty would be 4 to 5.
Oh yeah, this horse is getting hammered, especially with all the automatic, wagering going on, and this horse is gonna be hammered.
Yeah, that horse should take a lot of money. But yeah, let's try and beat it. Good stuff. Well, Marco, I'm going to be here live. I'm going to be watching the races live here. I'm sure you're going to be coming to the track sometime.
Yeah, I'm going to call Dad and see what him and Alex are about to go do and what his plans are.
I'll probably be in the what's that room over there where RC gets the table?
Was that the post parade?
Post parade? Yeah.
It's the post parade restaurant.
Yeah, we got the machines in there.
Yeah, it's a nice little chill spot.
Decent food.
Get your bets in there. Yeah, the service is horrible, but hey.
And then you can walk from there, right? I don't know, 50 yards, and then you can open the doors and look at you're right at the what is that? The 8th pole, maybe.
Something like that. What you need to do, though, you need to order your food early so you can get it by the time, they close.
Yeah. I got to see if my guy Dolph is there. He's got a table next to us.
I've only been in there once this year.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't really been hanging out there.
I'm going to go hang out there maybe. And then I'll be at Rockies too. So everybody stop by Rockies today, this weekend. I'll be, I got it. Like I said, I'm going to Sam Houston. Got to get my plane ticket. And then I'll be back. And then got the big NFC and AFC championship games on. First of all, let's recap. Notre Dame gave a great effort. They played better than I thought they would. They got in a deep hole, and they showed a lot of heart to get back in that football game, so I give them credit. Ohio State was just, they beat Tennessee. They beat Oregon. They beat Texas, and they beat Notre Dame. You're not going to see a stretch like that in a while. All those teams are formidable, and Ohio State kind of made them look normal. Won the championship easy. So now you got the Big Ten, who won with Michigan last year undefeated, beat Alabama twice in the same calendar, and follow that up with Ohio State. Is the SEC in trouble, Marco, or is this just a little? This is
I don't
how it
think
goes.
they're in trouble. Well,
It's just
this is what's going to happen.
it's two conferences.
It's going to be two conferences. It's going to be the Big Ten or it's going to be the SEC from here on out.
Every year.
They've ruined college football. All the conferences. It sucks the way it is. You got Big Ten out west. You got Big Ten on the East Coast. You got
New York to LA.
I don't know what they're doing. It's like the Biden administration reconstructed college football. It makes no sense. That's just my take on it. And Texas is going to win a national title this year because Archie Manning is a stud.
Arch Manning, yeah. Archie was the grandfather.
Yeah, Arch Manning.
But yeah, Cooper's kid, Arch. You know, I'm a Bear. I think you're still a Bears fan. I think I still am too. I hate the ownership. I hope they sell to, whoever, Elon Musk or who's the guy from Amazon. I mean, they've kind of showed some interest. McCaskey's need to sell the football team. I don't like our GM, Ryan Poles. I think he's made some bad moves. I was a proponent of either drafting Jaden Daniels or trading the pick and grabbing a guy like Penix or Nick Slater or McCarthy or whoever and stockpiling multiple number 1s and 2s and 3s.
Yeah, our quarterback.
Caleb, I kind of predicted this would happen with Caleb. Everybody's saying the offensive line. The offensive line was ranked like 17th or something like that based on Pro Football Focus. He held the ball too long. He can't get his first read. When his first read's not there, he improvises. He's a good athlete. He runs around and jumps around, and he'll throw the ball away or take a sack. He took 68 sacks. His completion percentage was like low. And the Bears didn't have one drive in the first quarter for a touchdown all year. He did get most of his
worst deep balls I've ever seen. He cannot.
He doesn't throw accurately downfield. And he also, and maybe somebody out there can disagree with what we're saying, but I watched every game. This is what I see. So maybe Ben Johnson, the new head coach, can fix him. But he's raw. He's not polished like Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels throws darts, makes the right read, makes the right throw, hence why they're in the NFC Championship game and we're not. What did everybody say about Caleb Williams coming into the season? He's in the best situation a rookie quarterback has ever been in. What happened to that talk? That disappeared quickly. He's got Keenan Allen. He's got DJ Moore. They drafted Rome Odunze. They've got DeAndre Swift. You got Cole Kmet. What happened? The defense was also one of the best defenses down the stretch the previous year, and they were playing well. They started good. They had a couple of injuries, and then when they fired Eberflus, who was the defensive guy, that kind of went downhill. But Caleb, I don't know. I just
he's not it. Look, the guy. He's just not it.
Maybe he'll prove me wrong, but I don't think he's. I think he's got a high floor, but a low ceiling. I don't think he's going to be the guy. Like he's definitely not going to be the best quarterback in this draft. I think he'll end up being maybe the third or fourth best quarterback in this draft.
I don't even think he's be that good, to be honest with you.
You're talking about Michael Penix. You're talking about McCarthy, who we haven't seen yet. We're talking about Bo Nix, who played unbelievable. And, of course, Jaden Daniels. And we don't know what Drake May is going to do.
Bo Nix is already better. He could just tell
he is. Yeah.
He's way better between the ears. And, he's doing it. I don't know what they have over there as far as talent. I've got Daniels, Nix. I've got Daniels, Nix, and Penix. I like Penix better than Caleb. I'm excited about McCarthy, though. And everybody said, he didn't throw the ball a lot. When he was asked to throw, he threw darts perfectly. He had his tight ends perfectly. New England.
And I don't know a lot about Drake May. We'll see what he does. And then,
he might not be nothing, but Caleb Williams is not he's not it. He's not making the playoffs next year either. The Bears will
remember Anthony Trezza?
6 games.
Remember Anthony Trezza? Yeah, big Washington fan.
Oh, he's probably
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm happy you guys took Caleb.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. Even the kid at Carolina was looking better than Caleb Williams, the guy from Alabama, the little guy.
Oh,
I'm forgetting his name, but anyway, he was looking better. You forgot his name too, yeah. But he was looking pretty good down the stretch, believe it or not.
yeah.
So anyway, the NFC Championship game. Listen, Vic Fangio. We were talking about last night when Uncle Mike and Dad and Little Smalls and the Eagles have Vic Fangio. They have one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the league. Vic Fangio's defense. You were there too. We were talking about it.
Yeah.
I think that defense is going to show up. And Jaden Daniels is a rookie. Let's remember that. And I think they're going to have some packages. Jalen Carter, by the way, another guy the Bears should have drafted that Ryan Poles dropped the ball on and took that right tackle, Darnell Wright, instead. That was a mistake. He's playing out of his mind. And the Eagles' defense is probably going to show up on Sunday. That's my opinion. I think Jaden Daniels is going to make some plays, and the future's bright. And he's already had an unbelievable season. He's Rookie of the Year. But I think the Eagles are going to win that football game based on Saquon Barkley running the football and that defense. And then if you look at the AFC game, the Lions too. Buffalo is only a 2-point dog on the road in Kansas City. Well, I heard a stat from Dad. I didn't know this. He said the Chiefs have not scored 30 points all season. I didn't look at it, but that's what he told me. And I'm like, I'm shocked
all
by
in
that.
one-score games. All their games are close.
I think the luck's going to run out. The phantom PI or the roughing the passer call, it can't continue to happen. And I think Josh Allen is a man on a mission. And
what you need to do, Kansas City, you just need to spank them. And then
well, they beat them already once, right? They beat them already once, right? Yeah.
If you beat them by a few scores, then there is no phantom call at the end. You can't get hurt.
So I'm gonna do the money line parlay on both of those. Maybe I lay the points too. I don't know, but I like the Eagles and I like Buffalo on Sunday.
And then tonight, you got 9:30.
Oh, we got Novak Djokovic. Yeah.
So semifinals, Australia Open.
I have never seen a better. It's he's like, you had Federer and you had Nadal. He's got a winning record against them. He beat all their records. It's like I'm watching the tennis version of Ohtani in baseball, or he's just like unbelievable.
Michael Jordan of tennis,
Yeah, he's just unbelievable. His durability, and and you said it, Michael Jordan. I don't want to say LeBron because you can kind of say that longevity is kind of like LeBron, but LeBron doesn't win anymore.
Oh yeah, Novak's winning at his age. LeBron's not. There's a difference.
Right. So, Djokovic Nole is playing out of his mind. He's going against Zverev. Is that who he's playing?
I can't pronounce
for the semifinal. Yeah, from Germany.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zverev.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he would have to beat the number 2 and the number 1 guy to win this.
Well, Sinner is going to be if he can get by. Sinner's awesome.
No, so I'm saying
Alcaraz
he beat the number 3 guy. So today he plays the number 2, and then to win it all, he's going to have to beat the number 1. So that's never going to happen.
He's really a number 1 player. Really.
I know, statistically,
they use a point system. He didn't win a major last year. He didn't win the gold medal against Alcaraz. He lost a couple of finals last year. I think mentally the Olympics was all he was thinking about last year, and he got that. That's what he wanted. So now he's got a different focus this year. The focus is getting to 25 and getting that 25th slam. And then, he's 37. He's in great shape. Alcaraz and Sinner are the two guys that are supposed to be beating him on a regular basis now as he gets older, and he just beat Alcaraz again. Beat Alcaraz in the gold medal game. Beat Alcaraz the other day at Australia now, and Sinner has gotten the better of him in some crazy long 5-setters recently. Maybe you never count him out. I mean, unbelievable athlete. So that's going to be fun to watch as well. When's that? 9:30 tonight?
Yeah.
I'll be watching. Did the Hogs win last night? I don't know. Calipari, or did they lose?
I don't care. Really, college basketball, I don't really watch that until the tournament. It's
Yeah, I'm
boring.
kind of like the same because it doesn't really matter. I mean, I get it.
No. I mean, it's just
When the brackets come out, I start filling out my sheets.
It's a waste of time until the tournament.
What was that, Marco?
College basketball is
Yeah,
a
you
waste
broke
of time. It's a waste of time if it's not in the tournament.
Well, you're working on seedings and this and that. You just got to get into the dance, though. Anything can happen. Good stuff. Well, I'm going to get organized here. I got to run to the bank. I got to stop at State Farm and yell at somebody over there for something. And then make a couple of phone calls. And I don't know. That's about it. I guess I'll see you later.
See you in the paddock.
And let's, I don't know, cash a couple of tickets today. I'll play the early pick 5.
All righty. Let's do it. Cash them.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll do a live show tomorrow. Possibility I'll be trackside. We'll see. Goodbye, everybody.
All right. Later.